friends, I'm excited to share part 2 of this tutorial with you, and this is going to focus a lot on using your off-camera flash at wedding receptions. I'm going to walk you through my thought process, my settings, and where I'm putting my flash. Alright, so I'm going to talk you through first the flash settings that I'm using and how I'm getting my flashes to connect. So when you have your flash and you have your batteries in, for the trigger you just turn it on with the switch right here. And you're going to have a couple of green lights pop up on both sides. You're going to want to set these to, it doesn't really matter what you set this to, but it just needs to be the same on your on-camera flash and your off-camera flash. So right now I have mine on C2 on this side and on B on this side. So on my off-camera flash trigger, it's also going to be on C2 and B. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my flash now. You just have a button that says on and off right here. You hold it down to turn it on. And usually it'll come up and it'll say multi. That's the mode that I keep all of my flashes on. I don't really understand a whole lot about what the different modes are, like why would you use one or the other, but I've just found that if I keep it on multi on all of my flashes, no matter if I'm using it as an off-camera flash or on-camera, it's always going to trigger and go off. So that's pretty much what I keep my camera flash mode on. And then the setting below that is going to say 1/128 or some other setting right there. And this is going to control your flash power. The higher the number, it's actually the lower the flash power. So 1/128 is the lowest flash power that you can get. This is usually pretty good for if you have an off-camera flash, you're going to have like this, and it's going to be really close to the dance floor. You're going to want to keep that flash power really low. But typically, I keep my flash power between 1/32 or 1/64 is pretty normal for me. So it really depends on how dark the room is and how much flash I really need. I'll even go down, I go down to like 1/4 or 1/8 sometimes if I need to, but it's also something you really have to play with and just get a feel for like, okay, if I have it at this flash power, this is about how much it's going to, how much flash it's actually going to put out. So definitely just play around with that and figure out. But 1/32 or 1/64 is usually a pretty good start. And I also am keeping my ISO up pretty high. My aperture is usually staying between 2.0 and 2.8. And then my shutter speed, usually when you have your flash going, you really can't bring it above 250. Reason being is that your shutter speed will go faster than your flash will go off, and then it'll start having like half black photos. So you really can't go over 1/250 with your shutter speed. So I keep my shutter speed at around 250. You can actually go even lower than that, like to 100 if you wanted to, because that flash is going to capture the motion for you. But if I can, I don't bring it below that. So my ISO, I'll usually bring it up to around, the highest I like to bring it up is like 2000. Preferably, I'll keep it around 1250 so I don't have too much noise, and then I'll bump my flash power up if I need to. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over and show you like a little diagram on exactly how I use this flash at wedding receptions. This will probably be the easiest way for me to explain it to you. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you my thought process behind where I'm placing the flash during formal dances or open dancing, and how I'm creating the look that I do, and where I'm putting my flash and then where I'm shooting from. So the first thing I want to figure out, this is the dance floor right here, and this is the DJ where the band is going to be, and then these are all the tables around. First thing I'm thinking to myself is what do I want in the background of what I'm shooting. Typically, I don't want the DJ or the band in the background. They usually just have big speakers, and it's not something I want in the background of their photos. But something I do want in the background, either if a venue has a really nice open space, like if there wasn't tables here, that would be really nice to have, or just the people in the background. And I'm looking for the walls that are the cleanest. So let's say, like a recent wedding I photographed, there was the doors back right here. And these doors were dark, they had exit signs, and just weren't the prettiest. So I really don't want to shoot directly like this because it's just not going to look good. And I'm going to have to Photoshop out exit signs of a bunch of photos, and it's not going to be fun, especially for formal dances. So for their reception over here though, they had a really nice, just like light cream wall that looks beautiful. So what I decided to do is I wanted to photograph this way because it was the cleanest. On this side, there were the food tables all along here. So I didn't want to photograph that way because I have the food in the background, but I decided to photograph this way because there was no food back there. It was a nice clean wall, and there was no DJ or band that way. So if I'm wanting to photograph this way, and this is where I'm shooting, I'm gonna wanna put my flash either in this corner or this corner right here. Preferably this corner here. So basically, if I wanna shoot from right here, if this is where I want to shoot towards, I want my flash to be off to one side or the other. I don't want it right in the middle right here because I don't want it getting into my lens. I want it to be just far off enough in the left or right hand corner so that it's coming back and making a really nice backlight on my couple, but it's not coming into my lens and creating a really big flare. But I also want to give myself the ability for wherever I put it to be able to stand and have it have the couple blocking the flash to make a really cool like rim effect around them. So the best option for this would be to put the flash right here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So this is where I would put my off-camera flash here so that I could shoot here and be shooting this way. So what that's gonna do is that when I'm shooting like with my 50mm 85, I'm basically gonna be getting this part right here. And I'm not going to get the flash in my camera, but it's going to make a really nice backlighting effect on them. So with this flash, depends on how big the room is. If it's a really big reception, I'm having to put it way off in the corner. Definitely the setting is going to be 16 or 32. But if it's pretty close, like say it's a really cramped room, and this is literally the corner right here, I'm going to have to put it closer to like 1/128 for the flash power so that it's not too strong because it's so close to the dance floor. So this just gives me a really good ability. I can shoot here. I'll have the on-camera flash on my camera, so it's lighting the front of my subject. This is lighting the back and giving a really nice effect. The reason that I'm putting my flash all the way back in the corner of the room here and not just on the corner of the dance floor is because what this is going to do, it's going to light the entire background here of people and not just the dance floor. So if I put it right here by the dance floor, it's gonna light up the back of my couple, but back here it's just gonna be a big dark black hole. If you like that look, go for it, but my style is very light and airy, so this fits my style really well because it's gonna light up this whole entire back area. All right, so with this setup, I could pretty much shoot anywhere along this area right here. I could also shoot anywhere in front of the DJ right here, so that I can also shoot this way if I happen to like this background, because then it would be off on the right hand side of my camera as opposed to the left hand side. Or I could shoot from this corner right here and go directly this way and have the couple block this off camera flash. And I will also say that once the formal dances are done and the formal events are done and the open dancing starts, it doesn't matter as much if the flash is in my camera. In fact, a lot of times I actually prefer it because it gives a really cool, open dancing is supposed to be really fun, so it gives a really nice flair and just adds something to some open dancing photos. So I don't mind if it creeps into my lens during open dancing, but during formal dances, definitely not my style. I pretty much just stick to having it off to the left or the right hand side, just outside of my lens. Okay guys, so that was it for the off-camera flash and how I use it at wedding receptions. Please comment below if there's anything that didn't make sense or that you're still wondering about. Hopefully that gives you a good idea to get you started on using off-camera flash at wedding receptions. Bye guys!